Hello, it's my first video in the course with the MEHDI and me, GJM, learning C, C++, getting into game engine development and operating systems development. We will be starting from scratch and maybe first prepare guys for non-professional video, maybe amateur level, because we need to get and meet each other, know each other better than this. I knew this guy from pretty much today, but the next videos will be much better quality in terms of quality, let's say. So the first things will be totally starting from scratch. We will be slipping or skipping through some obvious topics such as I don't know, if statement, types, for loop, and so on, and the topics that are very important and the topics that I have to teach the MEHDI will be discussed deeper and very deeply. Okay. Say hello, MEHDI. Introduce yourself in few words.
Hi, my name is MEHDI. I'm French. I have a bit of experience in C++ programming.
And you want to become game engine developer, yeah?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and maybe emigrate to United States or Australia, when I'm working from years and right now having the whole life, family, etc. Okay. So this is our start notes. I mentioned to MEHDI just quick overview, the programming term IT. We are in the STEM in Anglo-Saxon as in the Anglo-Saxon countries, we are using computer science, STEM, shortcut, software engineering, as developer, etc. This shortcut is bullshit. You should know why, because okay, C, C++ are subset, superset, and so on, but these are totally different programming style and just programming style. We are solving problems in totally different ways. We are using types in totally different ways, and so on. More or less, sorry for my cough. More or less, the areas and domains of C and C++ are totally different. Okay. These are the prerequisites, of course not necessary at all because we are starting from scratch, but prerequisites of MEHDI are C a bit, the clean C, pure C a bit, the C++, he says intermediate, we will check. Of course, this, the intermediate level is very advanced level in case C++, but okay, let's assume that. Anyway, we will be working from scratch, so doesn't matter that much. The modern OpenGL based on shaders a little bit, Linux terminal a little bit, computer architecture a little bit, very important thing. Okay, our interests, this is the typo, your should be replaced by our interests and domains. Domains, areas, main, the GJM, domains are two domains, operating systems, everything in the domain, such as administration, Linux administration, I hate Windows administration, DevOps, kernel development, malware development, OS development, OS designing. Designing is my favorite part, as well as DevOps and cloud computing based on Kubernetes, AWS, and so on. The second and more important main domain in case of MEHDI and his interests, his plans, his future is game engine development. So algorithms, C++, C, Lua for scripting, maybe Python for scripting, doesn't matter. We will see if we will be implementing Lua or Python for a scripting language for our game engine. We will be doing, of course, not only one big project and going on and on and on. We will be doing many demos, many projects, many everything. Design patterns as everywhere, math, and again math. Windows, Linux programming, but Windows programming is called WinAPI, of course, is much more important in case of game development because most of the games are based on the Windows or some consoles, Android, and so on. But Linux programming on upon X Windows server is important as well. Some Unity to see how the existing big and used in industry game engine looks like, introduce visually and visualize some concepts such as the collider sphere, polygons, and etc. Game engine, and not only game engine architecture, script engine, computer graphics, that is of course divided. Computer graphics is divided in graphics theory and graphics programming, so called as practice. For graphics programming we will be using OpenGL and DirectX depending on progress in our course and the platform that we are targeting, even if OpenGL is called portable. Real-time rendering, offline rendering, ray tracing, also audio, game audio, of course, physics, animation, fluid simulation, emulation, game AI, that I hate this area, but of course it has to be introduced to be complete, and multiplayer game programming, that will be divided. I decided that it will be divided into server programming, network protocols. We will be implementing TCP/IP stack from scratch in our in this domain operating system from scratch, the Linux Unix like. What now? Network programming should be called socket programming, mainly on Linux, but on WinAPI as well. Some of the things I would say we will be learning together, but I will be the lecturer because of course I don't know everything. Yes, I know the basics of everything, many things very deep and on advanced level, but some things we will be thinking together. I will be learning even on my own on the videos and the MEHDI as well. MEHDI domains, game engine development. So it's the same. I didn't repeat myself those areas, those things. And questions, not really. This is 1 year course or lecture from 7th of November to 7th of November, just next year. Today I have the fucking wrong clock and time zone. It's already after 2 a.m. here in Australia, but Windows time server network time protocol and network Windows time server from MS is sucks as much. But my main operating system is Linux, of course, so I don't care much about time zone time zone on my second operating system on my Windows. Okay. So now it will be few minutes break and then we will continue with the proper material. Okay, we're back. What time every day do you have? Do you have time for our lessons? Just tell me it now. I can adjust to you because I have very flexible work.
Okay, so
You know, I prefer to have the um, every day the same time.
okay, it's better if we can do this in the morning, like 10 a.m. maybe.
Yes. Wait, I need to open first the Google Docs. Okay. Every day from what time?
10 a.m. I think.
10 a.m. Wait. Up to the 3 or 4 p.m. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Plus homework offline of the screen. Okay, plus homework. Okay, nice. Okay, of course, first homeworks will be very easy for you because we are starting from scratch. So yes, let's go. I will be available pretty much every day in this time zone, so it's perfect, it's good. Yeah, so we are starting from C, I guess. From C, I guess. Very big book we will go through. You know, the scheme is reading together the book, doing the things, because
Okay.
books are the kings. You know, remember, books are the kings, especially from web development. I know that tutorials, YouTube, that doesn't matter. Those are funny, stupid things, but not in the specialized domains such as for example, graphics programming, operating systems development, kernel development, low-level programming, assembly, etc. Okay. Sometimes we will be using YouTube, but not often. Documentation, but not often. Pretty much manuals are more important. Doesn't matter. Just let's go. So today, our first day. How much time do you have left today?
I'm available until like 1 a.m. maybe,
Okay,
something like that.
perfect. Let me go for one more minute, and we will start with the meat, with the C programming. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks. Okay, we're back. And now, do you see my screen share or not? Because I'm not sure if OBS is stealing it.
Yes, it's still first.
Stealing.
It's still,
Oh my fucking god. So we have the first no programming problem to solve. So now, wait, maybe I will reset. Fuck. You know, we are working, I'm saying to the public, we are working on the sharing screen, because I want the screen to be available on OBS and Discord. Fuck. Wait, I'm trying to configure. Okay, now you see my screen.
yes, but the OBS is hiding
What hiding? What do you mean? I see that OBS is having the screen as well.
Yes, OBS is hiding the text.
Why? What do you mean?
I mean, wait.
I see OBS and OBS is recording,
Yes, it's good.
but what about you? Do you see the screen?
Yes, I see the screen.
So OBS and you see the screen simultaneously. Am I right?
Yes.
Oh, so I think the solution to this problem is when I'm turning on the OBS, I should reset the share screen on Discord, yeah?
Okay.
I think this is the solution to our biggest problem for now. Okay, so you see the screen, yes?
Yes.
Okay. So we will have some. Oh, I forgot to add you to this. This is our. What the fuck? Google Docs. Okay. So this is for deletion. And this is Google Docs. You know the Google Docs, yeah?
Yes.
So this MEHDI course will be shared with you, and this is our workspace. Of course, we will have GitHub. I prefer GitLab, self-hosted on AWS. We will no doesn't matter. We will have the Google Drive, the GitHub for the beginning. By the way, you know Git at the you know the Git something about it.
Yes, I know. I know a bit how to use Git. I know
Yeah.
how to push, pull,
What about
commit, and everything.
branches level?
Yes, branch.
Oh,
I
okay.
can make some branch.
What about merge and resolving merge conflicts level in Vim?
Yes, I can do that, and then I can
Oh.
also
Did you
make
use did you use
make
Vim at least a little?
pull request. Sorry?
Did you use the Vim editor at least a little or not
No,
really?
no, no, no.
Oh, we will be learning it. This is my favorite editor and best, I think, best in the area of operating system development and low-level programming. You will learn it. Don't worry.
Okay.
Okay, I'm copying your mail. And don't worry, guys. The next videos will be much more professional done because we are just learning together how to do how to do videos on YouTube. Okay, notify people for the adventure of you see the message, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, it's true. Editor, just owner, not owner, viewer, not editor. Max level of access I have available. I wanted to give you an owner, but okay, editor is sufficient. And please enter, enter this start notes interview and try to write something at the end of the file. We need to be sure it's working properly.
Okay, so now I'm checking my Google Drive. Okay, I'm on it.
Okay, so write something at the end, please. Hello in the file. Okay. Okay, it's done. Delete it, it's done. Try to center this, okay? Try to center this. pretty much majority of our lessons will have a homework for you, but not all lessons. The first lesson will be not hello world in C, not printf, but we will try to jump into the deep water. And let me focus. Let me find something. You know something about WinAPI?
It's
Did you programming in WinAPI?
I've used it a long time ago.
Okay, so what we are starting on Windows. Let's lesson 1. Let's create a Google Docs. Maybe the okay. And GitHub. Wait. Enter the lesson 1. Lesson 1 and do you have GitHub account already?
Yes.
Wait, I'm not using GitHub. We are not using in Australia yet. But we will be using GitHub. Wait. Oof. 1 second. I need to verify myself because okay, my repositories. I didn't use it years from now. Okay, so you don't have to record the OBS our lessons because on YouTube they will be available, right?
Okay.
Do you see my screen all the time?
Yes.
Nice. Oh my god, the UX of GitHub fucking changed. Right. How can I enter in my repositories? Fuck. Okay, doesn't matter. I'm creating the new repository. Discord. Where are you? MEHDI.
Yes.
MEHDI course. The name of the repository.
Okay.
Public. Let's it be. Okay. And now give me your, I think, nick. Email is not necessary. Nick on GitHub.
Done. I've sent it on Discord.
Yeah. I have the Discord on my second screen. Add people. Collaborators, I think, are you. Accept it.
Alright.
Accept it and let's start. Because every meaningful demo or code or template we will be uploading there, of course. Oh my god, I don't have bash here. Let me install the VSL. You have VSL on Windows?
Is that for Linux?
Yes.
I have it on my second computer.
Install it here, okay? Look,
okay.
there is the tutorial. Let's do this together.
Okay.
Open the PowerShell in administrator mode. I think that's terminal. I hate the fucking Windows tools, but we will be using Visual Studio, to be honest, and that's for the game dev, for our game dev. You have Visual Studio already?
Yes.
Yeah, very good. Okay, so install this. You are doing this VSL, yes?
Okay.
So install it and ask me. I'm installing it as well, and inform me when you will be done. We will have to reboot the system, but the recording will be corrupted, so I will not do this now. Okay.
Okay, so Ubuntu is installed already.
Yeah, later we will reboot our system. Look, and in lesson 1 there will be notes. Yeah, in Google Docs we will have the notes, not code. On GitHub we will store the code. Yeah.
Okay.
The format and organization of our lessons will be like that. I will create a folder MEHDI course, and in this folder this will be the Git repository. We will have, for example, lesson 1 and the codes that are in lesson 1. Okay, so let's use this useless CMD or PowerShell. Do you, of course, you see all the time my screen, yes?
Yes.
And if it will be turned off, just inform me immediately.
Okay.
CD MEHDI course, CD lesson 1. Okay. And here Git, I have Git. No, I have to install. On Linux I have everything. I have the double boot operating system. And you will have to install multi-boot Linux as well later on.
Okay.
Shortly, I would say, but not today. Okay, you have Git, yes, installed.
Yes.
I have to do it because not on this computer. Git bash, I hate it. Don't use it, please use VSL, and generally try to avoid using the terminal on Windows. Any terminal on Windows all sucks, at least for me. We will be using bash heavily, but the first note on lesson 1 is that Windows will be doing 2 domains. Operating systems in general. In many areas, I listed areas in the first notes. Linux and it's logical, yeah? Look at this. Do you see it?
Yes.
It means if you are doing operating systems related stuff, we are going for Linux.
Okay.
If we are doing game development related stuff, doesn't matter which area of game development, game AI, game programming, OpenGL, Windows. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. And I prefer C programming on Linux because C is operating systems. Mostly related. I'm using the shortcuts in my mind. If we are programming in game development, we are using Windows. C++ on Windows. Yeah. Okay. Mainly, it will be at the beginning. It will be C, but still C++ compiler cl.exe. Okay, so just remember the two rules that we will be using. Now editors. You see these Google Docs on my screen, yes?
Yes.
Okay, Vim, what's more, something more? Vim, Vim. You know the CLion editor?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, we will be probably not using it, but just listed. Okay, dev C++ code blocks band, I would say.
Okay.
Very old and shitty editors. NetBeans, please, to what's more, to mainly Visual Studio for this, Vim for Linux and OSDEF and C. Of course here Bash, but try to avoid terminals. Okay, those are general rules. Okay, what's more? I'm trying to think, but maybe if we will go further, the things will rise in my head. Something more? I don't think so. I have to restart my computer. VSL is of course Ubuntu. Bind that, of course. And you know, we will one time we will be doing one time operating system stuff, second time game development stuff, then again operating system stuff, you know what I mean.
Yes, I see.
Okay. So, in case of OpenGL, because this will be our first graphic library in Windows, then in Linux, we will be using the version, you can be shocked, I mean public can be shocked, you know that already from our discussion before recording. OpenGL 1.y, very ancient OpenGL, and not based on shaders as the modern OpenGL is based, but to understand the evolution and how everything works under the hood, for better understanding of graphics programming, why, for example, this feature was introduced in the next version of OpenGL, etc., etc. Believe me, this is very good approach. Not just jump blindly into the shaders world that you have no idea about graphics theory, about shaders, about everything. You're just fucking copying code or rewriting code from tutorials, okay?
Okay.
It's nice. I was worried if that ancient version of OpenGL is supported by very modern Windows, yes, because OpenGL 1.2 was introduced in early 2000 years, maybe 2003 to, it doesn't matter, I don't remember, but yes, it's supported. You just have to configure linker for some things. By the way, do you have any experience in adding additional libraries, header files, lib files and DLL files to the project in Visual Studio, or not really?
Yes, in Visual Studio and also CMake.
CMake, yes, CMake, but for the beginning we will be not using CMake. The build system we will be introducing from operating system by make, then GNU Auto Tools, then CMake and many other things. For now it doesn't matter. Okay, so let's start first from not just hello world, hello world. We will be doing it later, but something related to the game stuff, not directly OpenGL, but something related to game stuff. We will be creating the simple game engine, but this is a very very mini game engine, so I'm calling it even as the template, template framework for future projects, because
Okay.
mini game engine. And we will be use we have to create the template, for example, with WinAPI, with VGL. You know what does it mean, VGL, or not really?
No.
The bridge between Windows API and OpenGL. We will be learning it shortly, and for example, switching the application to the full screen from Windows mode, creating windows, blah blah blah. Those are boilerplate code. You know what does it mean, boilerplate code?
No.
The code that is every time repeated, every time repeated. For example, you want to create the app, the demo that shows rotating triangle in OpenGL. You have to create a window from scratch, this, that, message handling, you know what I mean.
Yes.
Yeah. And you want to create, I don't know, the mm, first loading texture, the easiest way, easiest format of texture, very ancient BMP, the bitmap, just simple bitmap. And again, you have to create a window, you have to deal with WinAPI, the code, the boilerplate code is the code that every time is repeating, repeating,
Okay.
repeating, and useless. You are not focusing on the nitty gritty on your task, for example, rotating triangle. For example, in another app, the texture loading. In another app, the first lighting source, etc. You are all the time writing this fucking, for example, window creation. Let's stay on that. And today, our goal, mm, by the way, in not every lesson we will have a clearly set up goal, but sometimes. For today, our goal is to create from scratch this template called mini engine, because engine in general, game engine in general, is just very 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 complex template for creating the gameplay. Yeah, gameplay. Do you agree?
Yes.
Yeah. So we will be starting with this template, and with very very easy architecture, and then we will improve, add new features, for example, then matrix implementation, etc, etc. Uh, so for today, our goal is create the simple, not that simple, but still simple compared to our future lessons project in C++, but there will be C code that will allow us in the future lessons when we will be starting learning OpenGL to not focus every time on this boilerplate code. Yeah, remember the term boilerplate code, very important. We will avoid writing the boilerplate code, just implement the stuff that we should focus on. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. So we will creating in the first lesson mini engine. I want to just call it template because it's too small project for be called engine. But after we will add some math, vector matrices, scalar, a cross product. For example, you heard the term cross product or
Yes.
cross vector. Okay. Mm, okay. So for today, our focus in creating this engine is WinAPI, operating system IPA, because we have to start from that. Next will be, I can tell you this as the secret. Next we will add to this and template engine, whatever I will call it template in the future discussion. We will be focusing on adding the math module or math engine. For example, implement matrices, abstraction of matrices, operation, and vectors. Vectors we will be representing as matrices, but okay, for now you don't have to understand anything that I told you in last 2 minutes. Just let's start. So the reason why we will be starting from OpenGL 1.2 is explained. Yes.
Okay.
I mean, not okay, but you already at this moment understand why we are using OpenGL 1.2 instead of the modern OpenGL. Yes.
Yes, to prepare for understanding modern OpenGL.
Yes. You know, I'm very fucking hardware person. They call me in Australia, hardware person, because writing in my destiny, as they say, is operating system world. For example, kernel programming, writing drivers. I'm so fucking hardware person. So let me think. So you will know pretty much everything about even evolution of graphics hardware, you know.
Okay.
Even from the very ancient times, of course, in theory, when there was not even a GPU, and everything was processed on CPU directly, and in the times of MS-DOS even, game developers were writing, there was no drivers. They were writing directly to the CPU, the rendering code, etc. Then the 3D accelerator came in. I will tell you everything about that, but not today, because today I want to start with something more effective than theory, you know, something that will be useful and practical, rather than, you know, academic discussion about theory and history evolution. We will defer that discussion to the second or third lesson, but don't worry, very short discussion, 20 minutes about. Okay, so you will not write the Win API code for creating window, getting rendering context for OpenGL, etc. too many times. No. You will be using our template, you know, template that has already implemented it. However, you should understand fully the very basics of this Windows API, how it's done, because there will be times that we will be using Windows API in future lessons. For example, for getting COM objects, using direct music, direct sound, you know. DirectX is connected with Windows, yes, Microsoft project product. That's why, you know, Microsoft DirectX, Microsoft Windows, yes. So if you think logically, they have to be connected, yes, the Windows API, the API of Windows with the DirectX API, yes, because they are working on the same operating system, and more important, they are wait, my word missed. They are communicating with each other, yes, with the operating system. So it's very important. Sorry. Okay, so let's start. Visual Studio. That doesn't matter. This is from my another course. I'm learning, I'm teaching basics of C, the pure C to one person. Doesn't matter. We will go through this, but not today. Not today. Okay. You don't have to create. I recommend you. This is up to you, of course, but I recommend you from experience of teaching to people before, from zero to hero, as I like this expression. I recommend to you not creating, for example, mm, not creating simultaneously the project, the code, etc. You will have this code on the GitHub, yes. You will have the notes. And off-site, after our lesson, after doing a homework that I will give it to you, you should try to rewrite the code, experiment with it. You know the rules.
Yes.
Oh, so now I'm just doing it, and you are watching. And the most important is not rewriting the code. The most important, the thing that you should focus on is trying to understand what's happening and listening to me. Yeah, am I right?
Yes.
Yeah, and this lesson one, enter this document. By the way, do you still see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, you remember this. If my screen will be turned off, just immediately tell it to me, okay?
Okay.
Because this is no sense when you are not coding. I'm just talking and you don't know about what I'm talking. You know what I mean.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah. Okay. So enter this document. This is document for me and for you. Everything in this MEHDI course is for me and for you. Enter this first, and I will tell you one more thing before we start doing the real job.
All right.
How's my recording? Very good. Yeah. Okay, hello. And if I will be doing, for example, code today, WinAPI stuff, but I don't know, maybe tomorrow printf stuff, after tomorrow maybe OpenGL stuff, doesn't matter. You should do the notes by yourself. How many screens do you have? Computer screens.
One.
Oh, it's not good. Please try to get in some way the second screen. Will that be possible in the next days or not really?
I can use my second computer.
I mean, you should do like that, and please believe me because I have experience in zero to hero as I say. You should do like that. The rule of the all files, not this. All files in your MEHDI course, in your directory on Google Drive is those files are for you, mainly for you. I'm guest right there. I'm guest. I'm only guest here. I'm writing to you on those documents some very important things that I think you should remember. But you should do the same. I mean, for example, I will be writing something like WinMine, instance, for example, something, and let's assume, you know. And for example, I'm talking about LPSTR, and what is that? What the fuck? I will tell it, of course, it to you. Yeah, that's just an example. This is not a real work yet. You should, LPSTR means that. So you should note by yourself that this means, for example, long pointer to string. Yeah, the type. You know what I mean. You are responsible for the nodes in those files. Yes, I'm only guest right there.
Okay.
So it's up to you what you will note there. I will note some things, but I'm not sorry for the word. I'm not your babysitter to write the notes for you. You know what I mean.
Yes.
Uh, the things that you think that are important to you, that you didn't know, whatever, you should note it there. You should note it there. And code of course will be on GitHub. You should
Okay.
note it there. I will not checking your notes. This is up to you. Okay, this was the first very important thing. Wait, I'm thinking now. What what did I forget before getting to actual work? Mm, and ask me as many questions as possible if you have some questions about what we are doing, what we are saying. Or for example, I explained to you why OpenGL 1.2 we are starting, but if I would not do this, you should ask me, oh, OpenGL 1.2, why not modern? This is so fucking ancient version. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Wait. Because, man, this is your future career. You are responsible for it, for understanding everything that I'm talking about and about our decisions, of course. Okay?
Yes. All right.
So it's up to you. You're just writing here. I'm not looking at this only if I have something to add. I'm not looking at this. I'm starting doing my real work, our real work, and you are responsible for that. You can write small notes, big notes, huge notes. It's up to you. Everybody in this fucking world have different style of noting the information. Yeah, so it's up to you. For example, you can clone my GitHub project that we will create together, and then comment the project, write comments on the code as your notes, and push the code again. You will have maintainer permissions, maintainer role to every repository on GitHub, and then we will be switching to GitLab. You know what is the GitLab, maybe?
No.
GitLab is pretty much different implementation of Git.
Okay.
Much better, except for open source, but we are not doing any fucking open source. Okay. Okay, but the rule is, please do not add any person to our Google Docs files and GitHub repositories. Okay, this is only for us.
Okay.
Nice. Oh, by the way, maybe if you will pass the course, because of course some exams will be there. Exams will be there, and I'm judging you from the first minute of the course to the last minute of the course. Seriously, I have the A4 paper, piece of paper in front of me. I'm do for some, random notes about your not behavior. That's not proper word. About your attitude. You know what does it mean? Attitude.
Yes.
Attitude, not to me, but to the things that we are doing and accomplishing. How many questions are you asking? Maybe not how many, but small amount of questions or a huge amount of questions. Your mm, engagement and interesting in this topic. If you are bored or not bored, etc.
Okay.
The worst thing that you can do is that you are not understanding something smaller or bigger, doesn't matter, and you are not asking. And on the next lesson, if I see that you totally boom black hole in the brain about that, this is very bad. You know what I mean? This is very bad.
Yes.
Why I'm saying this? Based on the judgment, very very big word but true word. Based on the judgment, you can have my referral to the Nvidia, Microsoft, or AWS and work there on very very good position. Not any fucking internship, believe me, very good position with all immigration things done. You are from France, so France is the part of Schengen or not?
Schengen?
Schengen, the European Union.
Let me check.
Because I'm checking the passport things. No, immigration is very important. Poland is even, so I think the France has to be, but check it, okay? It's very important if you will decide on immigration.
Yes, it's part of the Schengen
Schengen area, okay.
space.
So you have, I call it Schengen passport. Okay, so it will be no problem if you will get some referral and you will have extensive knowledge, and you will have if you will follow me. If you will not believe, if you don't believe me, I can tomorrow, please tomorrow, not today, add to our Discord conversation two people that were working with me. One person, German person, emigrated to US. One Czech, I don't know how it's spelled. You know the country, Czech Republic.
Yes.
From Czech, and I don't know the spelling. No, okay, one person from Germany in US, totally starting from scratch, from zero, only playing games. He was at that level, not even knowing that the source code is the text, is just the pure text. No, just typical beginner. And the second person, the Czech, knew some C programming language, but up to the level of arrays and pointers. Pointers were too much for him. He's now in Australia and we're friends. So working in Nvidia, to be honest. So maybe this will motivate you much
Yes.
more. So tomorrow or one day after tomorrow, I will ask them after today's lesson. I will write to them on WhatsApp about their time availability. Okay.
Okay.
In Nvidia now there are so much crunches. That's mean crunch. Yeah, over hours, many much.
No.
So much over hours. New architecture for new graphics card is being introduced for Nvidia GeForce. That's why crunches and crunches and crunches, so maybe even 1 week we will have to wait before the guy will join for for example, 1 hour, 2 hour conversation. Okay, so you know the rules, the basics, everything. Let's go. And I'm not any strict person, but the engagement and if you are bored or not, etc. Those types, this category of things is the most important if I will help you in immigration or not. Yeah, that's pretty much
Okay.
logical, yeah, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, but don't be too much stressed. No, just no. We're working together. We act as a friends, and just we are. Uh, imagine this as we. Oh, imagine this not as professor and I don't know, a lecturer and student. No. I prefer the model of friend and two friends are learning together from scratch. Okay,
Okay.
this is much more, I don't know, cozy situation and less stressful for you. Okay, so I'm creating in Visual Studio. By the way, I don't know Visual Studio very well because I'm a Linux Vim hardcore low level person as the Linux Torvalds, but I knew the basics and some things even we will be learning together. Seriously, I mean not together, but I will be learning on live. You know, on live.
Okay.
For example, but not too much. For example, Microsoft Visual Studio, some more advanced features. Okay, because to be honest, I'm from operating system development and designing world. Yeah, not
Okay.
the Microsoft Visual Studio and Windows PowerShell and I don't know what's more on this Windows is, but let's go. And remember the rule. Operating system stuff, not only development, but stuff related to operating system, always Linux plus Vim plus GNU tools. You know what is the GNU tools or GNU toolchain?
Yes, the new like the equivalent on Windows is Ming.
Yeah, but we will be not using it. Clang not as well, just native, at least not for now, just native Microsoft Visual Studio compiler, the Visual C++,
Okay.
compiler. I'm from world of just make, not CMake, just GNU make, Auto Tools, Yak, Lex, CPP. CPP not C++. CPP is the tool for CPP is the C++ preprocessor from LD, so it's okay, linker. I'm from this
Okay.
side, so I'm shit at GUI tools. I can tell you that, but let's go. So I'm creating empty project and wait, did I create? The Windows is my Windows is pretty much empty because and I have very small space on this disk. I have 16 terabytes disk, but only I think only you see half of the terabyte of the single terabyte is allocated for Windows because Windows is only for me for Visual Studio. Main things 90% of my work is done on Linux and you will have to learn install Linux as well, but not today. Yeah, just listen to me and follow me and you will achieve a success, believe me.
Okay.
Okay. So code, not code is my code. You know how small code. Okay. And by the way, the screen sharing is fluent or not or lagging.
It's okay. It's okay.
Oh, so very good. Every time if the screen share sucks, tell me because it's it's no sense just listening to me without any image. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Okay, so I have there. Wait, MEHDI course, lesson one. Lesson one. I don't even know what is the difference between project and solution in Visual Studio,
Oh.
and I don't care. I know many projects in one solution or many solutions in one project, but I'm not from this world. I'm world of just editing files with not IDE. Vim is just a text editor
Yes.
without mouse. I would say we will learn the Vim from absolutely scratch. Mm, okay, so now Vim, Vim napisz um, uh, template or framework, something like that. And wait, project will be created here. Lesson one template. Very good. Okay, create. By the way, the Git is working or no? Cool.
Oh, you need to set your path.
I didn't install it. Or install. Kurwa. But it should be. It should. That's why I hate this fucking Windows. To be honest. There was a refresh. Wait, refresh environment. Something. Oh my god, Bash is 100 kilometers better than this. Believe me, you will see. You will see shortly.
Can you click the icon below? Like it's
What icon below this?
no right word. Like
This?
no at the
Oh,
bottom.
working. No. What should I click? I don't know Windows at all.
Like the icon with the red, green, yellow, and blue. Bottom right,
This.
right, right, right.
What the fuck? This?
Yes.
Oh my god, I didn't install. I knew that. Wait, Scala git bash. Oh my god, how much I prefer to install things in a command line. Git bash sh. Okay. I don't care that much about this Git on Windows. Git on Linux I have perfectly configured. Use Vim, of course. And by the way, please don't use the Visual Studio Code. I know that many people use it, but listen. To have good IDE, for example, for game development, you have Microsoft Visual Studio, right? And for doing operating system work, you need low level editor. At least it's preferred. It's maybe not at the beginning, but after, I don't know, 1 or 2 weeks of working with Vim, you will see that it's much more efficient. We need fully control, the same way as operating system has full control of the system. Okay, use Vim. And by the way, this will be the first tutorial in Vim, but very basics. Let's get decide. Oh my god. What is it? Line. No, this not. Okay. How many configures? I hate the GUI installers. Okay. I don't care that much. After I have this newest AMD Ryzen, it should be fucking fast. Git bash, I'm not using it. Oh, it's working. You have Git the same version? Doesn't matter, but check if you can.
It's 2.40.
2.40. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. You don't need to update it, don't worry. Okay, we have it. And now what? We're creating. You are using the Visual Studio, yes?
Yes.
Creating the new item. Now try C. But okay, now we can change to C++. Anyway, the CL, that stands for Compiler Linker of Microsoft Visual Studio, is even the C files are being compiled as C++ files. So, you know, let's assume in the notes, that in Visual Studio we are writing C++, in Vim we are writing C, okay? This is the good distinction, right?
Okay, but so basically you can compile C++ files and C files with the same compiler?
Yes or not, not really. This is the harder question, and answer is not necessarily for now. Let's remember that in Microsoft Visual Studio you are writing C++ and it's being compiled on C++, yeah?
Yes.
In Linux you can do whatever you want, but for operating systems you need C, pure C.
Okay.
And just let's assume Vim is just a text editor. It's not connected to any compilers and any linkers or anything. It's just as Microsoft Word, but for clean text, you know, writing only the text. Just we are assuming, yes, this is mandatory. Microsoft Visual Studio is C++. This is mandatory. You can remember or you can take your notes as you want. But in case of Vim, nothing is mandatory. You can compile, you can write Java in Vim and compile it by JavaC statement. You know, the .java file written in Vim. But we are just assuming, easier to remember. C++ is Visual Studio, C is a Vim, right?
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Of course, sometimes we will be using Vim to write Python files, makefile files, and C++ files. Python we will use mainly for automation, not any web development. I hate web development, and let's not talk about it. Do I need it?
It's the other
What?
CMD.
What CMD?
Because it wasn't working on the other CMD.
Yeah, because it wasn't restarted.
Ah, okay.
Wait. Okay, lesson 1, I'm closing it. And now I have bash, please. Oh, I have to restart the fucking computer, but let's try to the CMD. Oh my god. Tomorrow we will be using VUSL on Windows because I
Okay.
will restart my computer, but not today, okay? However, maybe we will start operating systems stuff later on. If we depends what time we will finish our template engine, you know, here. Uh, where I have this here. Let's working. MEHDI course. Oh, this dear. Oh my god. Okay, there is this project of Visual Studio. Yes. Can I write this? Yes. Okay. And here git init. You know, git init initialized repository in current directory. Of course, you can write, take some notes, and remember, ask questions if you don't understand anything.
Okay.
No, something. Okay, let's. We will not use there any branches because that's straightforward, just educational repository. We will use branches when we will start writing our operating system from scratch. Okay, and maybe in other projects as well. Git add just like that. The simplest wait, what open permission denied. Git
Git remote. Everything.
what I didn't hear.
I think you need to type the command git git add remote or something like that.
No. This is the permission denied because Windows is stupid. I maybe not stupid, but I'm even not Linux. I'm Unix guy because we need to close the this because you know it's this error probably means, you know, I'm not Windows master. Wait, my mouse is okay. I'm not Windows master, but this error probably means that we had opened Visual Studio and it's blocking the file, you know, the
Ah,
permissions.
okay.
Unfortunately, git add dot git add dot means I will not talk to you now about working directory, staging area, and remote local repository. The git course will be later on Linux, okay?
Okay.
Just remember, the first is no git init. You should be able to remember. mm, Git add dot means or add all files. Dot means all files. No, in the current directory and in the directory
Recursive.
in directory. You know about it, yeah?
Recursive.
Okay. Next most important command you will use in debugging, and not in debugging, it gives status. It shows everything. This doesn't matter. Commits, commits. You know what does it mean?
Yes.
Of course, thank God. Changes to be committed. Stage and stage doesn't matter for now. Those files will be pushed into our repository. And we have garbage, the trashes here. Yes, for example, we don't need this file. We don't need this file, yeah, in our repository, yeah.
Yes.
So this is a concept of file.gitignore. Did you hear about it?
Yes, I know git ignore.
But for now, it's not worth for now. This is the educational repository. For example, when we will be doing a complete 3D game or the operating system project first, then the second operating system, etc., etc. We will be doing it in the professional manner, but now we are focusing on the our today's goal, the Win API, Win API, and starting the template for OpenGL on Windows, and then commit is Vim active. Oh, we have to config list. This is the config. I hate the fucking CMD. This is useless.
I think you forgot the commentary. You need to put a comment.
Yes. I need to configure the config, but you know, everything that I will teach you to fully understand anything, you should deep dive and understand why is it like it is. So we have config in git. This command git config dash list all our git config.
Okay,
There
but
are levels of configs. You have any question or no?
what is a config? Config.
Yeah. Config is the configuration values how the git should behave. For example, wait, something I will show you. I'm adding now the value username. You know, for example, if I will do this, this will add SSS to the git config as the key username. Username will be here, for example, username will be equal to SSS, and it tells git that our username is SSS, yes, because for example every config has to have username. So if we are typing git config, if we are typing git commit, git wants to fetch the username from the config. Config stands for configuration. It's clearer now?
Yes. So basically, the username is the name for the user which must have access to the repository.
Yes.
Okay.
Not the repository. This is just the author of the config, because for example there can be many collaborators, maintainers, the people that have permission to edit the repository, and Git and GitHub and GitLab and so on have to know who is the author of the particular commit, because for example you can commit to a repository, I can commit to repository, to the same repository, to the same repository.
Okay.
And the commits have to be distinguished by some data. For example, this config user.name, this is name of the configuration key, will tell git that this commit is from user named SSS.
Okay, I understand.
If you will type, for example, MEHDI in the SSS field and commit, the commit will be displayed as, this commit is from MEHDI, this commit from the Greg,
Okay, I see.
Yeah, so we have to configure. For example, no, I prefer always GTM, but call me just Greg. And the second that Git requires is user email. This is my email. but the GitHub will behave incorrect. GitHub is just server of Git, GitHub is just server of Git. GitLab the same as the implementation of Git server. Sorry. And this is wrong. Why? Because to make Git server, for example GitHub for now, behave properly, for example here in user.email we have to give the email of our account, of our GitHub account,
Yes.
Yeah, so GitHub. You have to of course configure this as well. Maybe not now, but at least maybe write those comments here, or I don't know. I recommend you split screen. If you have one only screen, unfortunately just split the screen like this here.
Yes, okay.
And maybe wait, not WhatsApp, not mail. Wait, OBS. Okay, Visual Studio is closed, so let's assume this is the Visual Studio. These are your notes, and for example you're typing this git config blah 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 blah, and you see my screen, here my screen, okay?
Okay.
This my CMD is your Discord with my screen and notes here, okay?
But how do you split?
How do I split? Look, I'm dragging the window, yes,
Okay.
to the edge. See?
Okay, I see. Nice.
Okay, so do this and make some notes, because based on, okay, you ask questions. For now you are not doing any notes, and it's perfect. I will judge you based on notes as well. Not what you are noting, I don't care, it's up to you, but if you are noting something. Okay. Let me now smoke cigarettes, so I will stop the recording. And toilet. Okay, we're back. So git config we have like that. I have to set proper values for it. Oh, and look, if I set the git config values, then git config -- list, you will have those values where? Right there.
Okay. So those are the only configs available.
No, many more config options
Okay.
are available, but this is not for now and not the
Okay.
topic. Those are the most important if you start with Git. User.name, user.email, but they have to be the correct values. So on the GitHub, I'm trying to search. Look, GJM Reborn 2 is my usually the same, is my username. So git config global, you can type it now or write on Google Docs, doesn't matter. Username, and my email is for sure, because I remember, use email of your GitHub account. And now we can git commit. And we have Vim. Now I will not discuss the Vim, I will tell you how to, the commit message. This is all about commit message. So git commit -m stands
Yes.
for message, and commit message. Wait, what we are committing? Cool. What we
Project files, I think.
but what we have in here? Yeah, project files. But how this is template we have, but empty. Okay, empty. So git commit.
You can hit the arrow key, the up arrow key in order to retrieve the message.
What?
You can hit the up arrow key in order to retrieve the message.
Yeah, but commit messages are very important. I will teach you lots of things about, conventions.
Okay.
For example, I know first commit lesson 1. And now git push, but we don't have any origin. So, I don't even remember the command.
Oh, you forgot to do git add remote, maybe? No?
Yes. Add remote. Okay, this we have.
Remote add remote. Yes.
We can change the main branch. Default main branch is called master. We want to change it in this command to main. But we don't have to. The git explanation, deeper git explanation. Please refer it to the next videos.
Okay.
Git remote add, and not always origin, but there's a default name. This is here after add is the parameter of the name of remote. Origin. I'm not sure. Wait. Okay, we have and now git push. Name of the remote, origin, and branch that we want to push. And here is it. Before GitHub allowed us to authenticate by username and password. Yes, there should be after git push origin main. Please type your username, please type your password. But now, this was unsecure, and about security, future lectures. SSH is more standardized and more secure. So, what should we do now? We have to generate the SSH key and add there in profile. Where was it? Your profile. I'm not expert on GitHub for sure. On Git, yes, but not on GitHub. GitHub is just the UI. It's just the UI and clicking in the UI. Git is a command line tool, and Git is the heart of everything.
But why do you have an error when you try to?
I told you. We have authenticate by SSH protocol, but we don't have any keys. You don't know SSH, I guess, yes?
No, I don't know.
So just blindly follow what I'm doing right now, because
okay.
We need to minimize the git things right now.
Okay.
Click on your where was it? I know Git very well, but GitHub not really. We need to enter our profile, but wait. The UI has changed of GitHub, unfortunately. Settings for sure.
Developer maybe.
What?
Settings developer.
No. SSH and GPG keys.
Okay.
This. I have some keys. Doesn't matter. And we need to click new SSH key. Title, doesn't matter what title, for me Windows multi-boot, type authentication key, and we need to generate this key. There is a good tutorial, GitHub add SSH key tutorial, because we need to generate this key. This key will be as the password, as the authentication, but let's refer the discussion to the proper lectures. You know, this is not lecture about this.
Okay.
Wait, we need to generate it. On Windows I fucking don't know. On Linux it's easy as hell. Wait. How to generate it? Generate. And clicking on Windows. Those things. I will type in cmd ssh keygen -t ed 25519. This is the type of the algorithm. -c, and email is very important. Email must be the same of the email in git config and in GitHub profile.
Okay.
Always the same email, you remember. Okay. And now it asks me the same. Enter file in which to save the key. The default location is perfect, so just push enter. Passphrase. We don't need any passphrase, so just enter, and we have something. And now we need to access to the location where the key is stored. So, oh my god, the Windows is not my friend. I hate it. You will see on Linux how it goes. Very, very good. Users. Wait. See users. Check. And we have .ssh. And look, two files.
Okay.
There is an example of asymmetric cryptography that we will get into later, but we need to open the file without extension, because one file has .pub.
Okay.
We have private key and public key. Doesn't matter. This doesn't matter what does it mean for now. But remember, you are copying this file without an extension. This is without an extension. You are opening with just Notepad or doesn't matter, and just hold copy paste, Ctrl A, Ctrl C.
Do you need to copy the begin and
everything?
Okay.
Everything. We will be lecturing about security so much, but please not now. And if you copy it, paste it there. Yeah, you are here, because you should generate now. You can have problems with it because you don't know security. You are at this point?
Yes.
No, tell me always, because I'm waiting unnecessary, okay? And you click add SSH key. Key is invalid. What the fuck?
I think you must not copy the begin and end.
No. You have to copy it, because those are comments that are expressing just this is SSH key.
Okay.
Let me debugging. I think we should copy the public key, not private. So this, dot pub. So again, again I entering the location. No, not this.
User
Yes, users. Greg.
SSH.
Yeah,
At the top.
SSH. We will be mainly using Linux for that things, but up to GitHub we need it. Okay, public key, open, but not with publisher. Notepad. Oh, this is this. Control A, Control C, and now new SSH key. Succeeded. I'm waiting for you to do this properly because that's very important for now.
Oh, okay. So I have to do it. Okay. So first SSH keygen, I think. Oh wait.
You see here. But
Okay.
replace the email. Remember, always don't screw the email.
SSH keygen TED.
Okay. What's your progress?
User, I'm checking the key inside my hard drive.
Okay.
User, okay. So C. All right. So edit. All right. Copy. Settings. SSH. All right. So access. Okay, successful.
Okay, so you have added it, yes, successfully.
Yes.
Okay, wait 1 minute. Wait. I need to stop recording, but just for 1 minute. Can you hear me? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, we're back. So, if you added the SSH key, then this is your way to authentication to GitHub. GitHub. We will dive into authentication methods later on. This is not our current topic. So now the command git push origin main, yes, should work. And this is the look. Authentication was omitted because SSH key already authenticated you that you have the permissions to push to this repository. You understand it, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. So you should see on our repository. To be honest, I hate the new UI of this fucking GitHub, but doesn't matter. Okay, MEHDI course. You see that we have here the files, yeah, 15 minutes
Yes.
ago. And time, this is the time not of the push, this is the time of the commit, yeah,
Okay.
of the commit. So let's continue. The SSH topic is done. It's done for now and for the long time. Okay. On the Linux, we will have to do the same, but later on. Let's focus now on our main topic and close this fucking useless CMD, please. So jump into the Visual Studio, open project, and now we will be, no, wait, not this, where is it? We will be writing our template, our small game engine. I try to find one thing. Okay. Okay. So now, let's get into the Windows programming and
Okay.
what is it all about. First thing, okay, we will be using the book, and reading together. Okay. I will tell you like that. First is what does it mean, the multitasking? Every modern operating system is multitasked. That means multiple applications or processes are running at one time. This is the operating system concept, and remember the two terms are the most important. The third term is not that important. Process, thread, and this is the most important. And the fiber is less important, but still. Okay, and it's like that. Each process, okay, we have the one CPU with the one core. Let's assume one core. We have multiple cores, but let's assume single CPU with single core. And how it's possible that multiple applications, for example on Windows, work simultaneously when we have only one physical CPU with one physical core. So only one thing at a time can be executed, should be executed. So for example, if Visual Studio we have opened, only Visual Studio should work, because single CPU, single core. So how it's possible that I have WhatsApp, OBS, Visual Studio and Discord working at the same time? This is the very important question. We are now dividing into the OS, the operating system concept scheduler. The magic, the thing is that each process you can have as a program. Process is equal to a program for now. That have resources, opened files, many things. Doesn't matter for now. We will dig deeper when we will be in Linux and discuss operating system stuff. So each process, this is very important, each process is given a certain amount of time that has the CPU that can execute on the CPU. This certain amount of time is called a time slice, a very important term in the operating system world. The scheduler, I will discuss it soon, and the time slice. So okay, it's like that. Scheduler is the program or module in operating system that is scheduling, switching processes, applications, and it's like that. Each scheduler wait, I don't have words. Scheduler module chooses, for example, Microsoft Visual Studio now, and gives this Visual Studio certain time slice. For example, 90 milliseconds or 15 milliseconds, depends. This is not important for now, but the important thing for now is this scheduler gives a certain time slice for the program, for example for Visual Studio. After this time slice is elapsed, for example 90 milliseconds was time slice, and 90 milliseconds elapsed, yes, Microsoft Visual Studio used the 90 milliseconds of the CPU, the scheduler switches CPU to another application. For example, I don't know, Discord has another, for example, 90 milliseconds time slice, and then that means the Discord has full control of the computer, full control of the CPU over and during that time slice. And look, the time slices are very small, yeah, for example 90 milliseconds is a very small period of time, and this gives us an illusion that operating system can execute many applications in the same time, yeah, simultaneously, multitasking, because the time slices are so fucking small, and scheduler switches what process, what application will use the CPU right now, then this application will use CPU right now, and so on. Do you understand this now?
I understand everything.
Nice. I try to. Those are hard concepts, but we have to introduce them at least bare bones. Okay, and the scheduler is the pretty much main thing, main module of the operating system. We will dig inside scheduler much more deeper, but in the operating system thing. Okay. The time slice is determined by the scheduler. Scheduler determines time slice. It's pretty much complicated module inside the OS, and from now we will be using the terms process, not program, not app. The process is very important term. Okay, and scheduler determine time slice, and maybe I will tell you something more, and sets priority for each process. For example, the minimized application, for example my WhatsApp, is less important for the user than Visual Studio that we are using right now, yeah. So logically thinking, the WhatsApp should have smaller time slice than the Visual Studio because it's only running in the background, not in the foreground. We are not using it. This is also a scheduler job to determine what application has lower priority or higher priority based on several criteria. This is very complicated if we will deep inside, but we will deep inside in operating system domain. Okay, and you can think about scheduler as the time manager of the multitasking operating system. Pretty much every modern operating system is multitasking. Multitasking means that gives illusion that OS, that the computer can handle many applications simultaneously. But in fact, there is only one application running in the time, but because again I will repeat myself again, because the time slices are so small, this gives us illusion that everything works simultaneously. Okay, and of course Windows is multitasking. Then multitasking you can offer often tasking is multi-threading. There are several differences between multitasking and multi-threading, but now we are not talking about OS internals, so you can equal these two terms. And now the very important thing is the thread. What is the thread? Process is one application, okay, and processes can be broken down into the threads. So for example, one process can be divided into, for example, three threads. And each thread of course has its own code. And what is the reason that threads exist? Because processes there are already. Threads, processes allow for multitasking, basic multitasking within the operating system. Visual Studio process, WhatsApp process, OBS process, Discord process. But for example, in the game, several things should be executed simultaneously. Again, the illusion of executing simultaneously. For example, rendering terrain should be in the same time of, I don't know, shooting the with the gun. So what is it? You might think that one process is rendering terrain and the second process is handling the shooting from the gun. No, this is not really like that and not possible. There is very simple explanation why it's impossible, but let's refer this discussion to more OS stuff. Threads are multitasking within the single process. So for example, if process has 3 threads, that means 3 things can be executed simultaneously within the single process. And process is the general game, general app, and process consists of the threads. And then one thread is, for example, responsible for rendering terrain. Second thread is responsible for, I don't know, drawing the GUI of the game, and third thread is responsible, for example, for shooting the gun and the shooting animation. So we can say, very important thing, that threads allow for multitasking, but within the process. So the scheduler is even more complicated from that fact, because it has to handle scheduling and switching between processes, as well as switching between threads. Switching between threads. Okay, so is it understandable at some point?
Yes, I understood everything.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Okay, yes, and each thread, I'm referring to the book, each thread can execute own code to allow for multitasking, as I said, within the single application, within the single process. And threads are scheduled in the same way as processes, by the scheduler. There is no scheduler for processes, and different scheduler for threads. No. The single scheduler module in OS is responsible for switching between processes, as well as switching between the threads. Okay. Yeah, and there is written, in your games you can have multiple threads running that can perform multiple calculations at once and provide your game, and this is important, provide your game with the sense of multitasking within itself. Okay. And the fiber concept is the least important, but sometimes it's useful, and in every operating system you have those things that I marked. Do you see my screen? Yes, you see.
Yes.
But fiber is some things in this world are OS specific. We call it OS specific. For example, something is only available on Linux, other things are only available on Windows. And fiber is the first thing that is Windows specific. That means fibers are only available on Windows. So better not to use them if you have portable game. Portability is very important. Portability means you can recompile code on Windows, Linux without changes, and it will work. Fibers. Wait. Fibers are even division of the threads, and it's the same. One thread can have multiple fibers. So that means even the multitasking within the single thread can be achieved. It's very, very, very rare, and rarely you can rarely see this, mainly in kernel operating system stuff. But it is about like that. Each thread of your process can have multiple fibers that perform some operations, doesn't matter, and all within a single thread. So process is process, and multitasking within the process is achieved by several threads, and then even on Windows, the multitasking within the thread is achieved by the fibers. Rarely used, but possible. Okay, do you understand how it's
Yes.
working? Yeah, and MS Paint I like. Oh my god, how it's called? How it's called this paint in Windows 7? I'm noob in Windows. Seriously, we will be using many things. I have to install it. I think Paint because I uninstalled everything. Install Paint. Wait. We will be mainly working on Linux, but no. Games, you know, games are Visual Studio, and better game development on Windows. Settings. Wait, then apps. I'm doing in the second screen, only installing the paint. App features. Where is it? Cool. Apps. Where is it? How should I do this? I have total minimum application on this Windows. On Linux I have so much. Apps. What the fuck, default apps? Not like that, I think. I hate the GUI, and Windows is so fucking based on this GUI. Maybe the Microsoft Store was never used it. Paint. No. Oh, Paint. I need to draw how it's achieved. Oh. And you see rectangle. You can screen it if you like, whatever. Okay, this. There is Windows. For example, like that's free. I told you about free threads, so free threads, but first, of course, processes. This is process 1, process 2. Okay, and now what? Processes are divided into threads. Of course, it can have. Wait. This is. I don't want. I want to illustrate one more concept. Okay. You should have fully understand. There is of course tons more info about this, but not necessary for now. There is thread 1, thread 2. Can I move it? it's rained. Okay, thread 2. Okay. There is thread 2. Thread 3. Okay, and now what should be? Fibers. Of course, optional fibers. We will not use fibers, but it's in the operating system development we will use it. So better memorize it. It will be simpler for you later on if you will now memorize it, and that's not rocket science. Fiber 1. I forgot the fucking rectangles. And we completed. Do you understand this picture?
Yes.
Yeah, this better screen or something. This is the breakdown of processes, threads, fibers within the Windows operating system. You know, the Windows at the top. Windows operates on processes, and now a few things. Process 1. We are focusing on process 1. Process 1 has 2 threads. One thread has 2 fibers. And the second thread of first process has no fibers. It's perfectly fine. Now process third. Let's skip for now second process. Process third. Divided into 3 threads, and of course thread 2 has 3 fibers. And thread 1 and thread third has no fibers. Perfectly fine. What about second process? Second process has no threads, so it's just you know, not parallel. Just no threads. Threads are optional. For example, we will not use threads in the beginning. After that, the tip, but don't try to understand it now. You will see that scheduler schedules only the threads, not the processes and fibers. And why? It will be in operating system development area. But for now, this diagram is this diagram. So first thing about Windows that we are discussing, Windows, is multitasking, and this was the discussion of the multitasking. The second is maybe easier concept, event driven. Windows OS is event driven. Okay. What does it mean? Wait, let me go for something to eat, but I will. Okay, so we're back, and let's continue. What screen is shown? Right. Okay, so multitasking we have discussed, and now what does it mean the Windows is event-driven processes? Event-driven processes. Okay, that means event means that something is changed, something happened. For
Okay.
example, we opened application window, yeah, we close application window, we resize window application window, yeah, so the window needs to be repaint, we say. Okay. And event-driven operating system means that processes execute based of the events they receive from operating system, because only operating system sees that, for example, this application wants to close, this application is opened, and something more, this application is resized, this application is something. For example, application might see idle, as the Microsoft Visual Studio now is idle. I'm not doing anything, but the app is in the foreground and is working, doing nothing. And maybe the application is wait for user to press a key. For example, I will write something in this comment, and once the key is pressed, Windows registered an event. What event? The key was pressed, so something happened. We have the event. And this event, for example, key press event, let's name it for now. Key press event is sent to our application that something happened, key is down. And it's up to the application what the application will do with this event. We say handle it event. So we are pressing the key. For example, we are pressing the key. Windows registers that key was pressed, and Windows sends this event to the application that this key was pressed, and application is handling this event. For example, I don't know, changing something in code of the application or doing nothing. It's up to the application how the event will be handled. And a very important term in Windows programming is called it's pretty much everything about what does it mean event driven. Windows procedure, this is very important term. It means event handling. Every Windows application has to have Windows procedure, and Windows procedure, this is the function, just C++ function that is responsible for handling the events of the application. You will see everything shortly in our code. Okay. This, because I'm looking at my notes. Event queue later. Okay. So remember, Windows multitasking, event driven. Next, in Windows terminology, event is called message. This is very important. And messages in the Windows application, are handled in function called Windows procedure. This is role, not name of the function. The role of some function is called Windows procedure. This is the function that handles events. Okay, and this is all theory. Yes. So every Windows application has to have the Windows procedure to handle handle various events. Okay. Now we will start with the console application and shortly switch to the Windows application. You should recognize this code. I will just write hello world, very simple. You know what does it mean, right?
Yes.
Yes, and it's good. One important thing, the void in C is important, is mandatory pretty much. In C++ not. In C++ empty parentheses in function arguments mean no arguments. In C it means I don't know anything about arguments. It's so much difference. So if this is the C program, the main function returns a type int and has unknown number of parameters. This is not no parameters, unknown number of parameters. In C++ it means no parameters. If we want to express no parameters in C, we write void. Okay, and just run this, and it's end of the console application. Now we will define main header Windows H, and I will explain to you later what is, because case sensitive, you know, not only language is case sensitive, but preprocessor as well. Windows this.h is totally different file than Windows.h from the capital letter, and there are those files. I will explain it shortly, but always use this file, this include.
Wait, I have a question. You said that when there's nothing inside parentheses, it means a known number of parameters.
In C.
Are you sure? About
What?
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, I'm sure about that. I know that many books done this differently, but I'm sure.
I don't think it's the case. I never heard of that.
Because maybe you didn't read any system programming book. You know, when you're writing just the console applications in C, this doesn't matter at all. When you write the professional code, this is very important to write code according to the standard.
Okay.
Later, when we will get into the system programming and for example ELF format, this is the format of executable files in Linux, you will see what happens when you click some executable file to be opened, and then it's very important. Okay, and in the console application, the entry point is of course main function. In the now I will try to write hello world in the WinAPI, means Windows application, and then I will explain it to you. Many things will be there. Okay, I can broke the line, but it's just an example. Look, there are many versions of the message box. The most important is something like message box A versus message box W, and in WinAPI, when you see the postfix A and W, it means it's about strings. It's about strings. It means ASCII. That strings will be in ASCII format. Just simple strings construct pointer, and W means white characters, Unicode, etc., etc. This is much more harder, of course. What about if I will write? Wait. Okay, let's like this. Okay, and then 0. Look, error. Well, I need to check something. Not about this error, but I need to check something. Okay, we will be in this course. Okay. This will be not compiled, of course. What's construct pointer. I will describe to you this type. You know, in general, white char. So what we can do? The message box just without A or W is a macro for default W. So default WinAPI functions assume the Unicode strings, because we are internationalist. If define Unicode something, the message box default is message box W. What we can do with this? We can change those strings. Remember that the L before a string means that this string will be not const char pointer, but const W char T pointer. The Unicode. This is the Unicode string, not the ASCII proper string. But this will be for later. Now we are just A. And remember, it's better always to specify if you want to use ASCII characters or white characters rather than default macro. Okay, A. So now we are before describing this. Wait, what is it? Something strange. I will be there. Not really. Okay. You know. Don't use the. Wait. Don't use the. Wait. I have to check the prototype. Don't use the fucking tutorials, because they are really. For example, with this fucking void inside the parentheses, as you said, in every system programming book you will see even explanation of that, and even why was that, why compiler and standard implemented it that way. From the history perspective, I will of course tell you everything later. But please don't look at any tutorials. Doesn't matter if it's about C, WinAPI, OpenGL, doesn't matter. I think Pester. I'm not sure. Okay, the convention, I think it's okay, std call. Those are very important things, but from system programming perspective, not from now. Those are called function calling conventions, and how the parameters are passed in assembly language, through the stack or not through the stack. No, this is not important for now. Wait. I have to check. MSDN is very good resource, of course. Maybe pstr. P stands for pointer, str for string, L means long, so long pointer. It's and short pointer. It's very historical, but you need to understand it. But wait, I need to fix it, and the prototype is not good, I would say. Cool.
Are you sure it's not a LPCSTR?
What?
LPCSTR?
Yeah. I know that looks strange, but this is called. We will be discussing it shortly. Hungary notation. Types. Very. In WinAPI we using Hungary notation for naming types. I will describe it shortly. Let me just check it. Wait. Fuck. I need to prototype. Change the prototype. Ah, okay. Even more strange things you will see now. Specific for Windows programming. And better, you have to understand everything here. Okay, and then look, something like that. C is not easy language. Maybe even sometimes harder than C++. It's sounds strange, but it's true. Writing console programs in the C is easy as hell, but for example, when we will start writing operating system from scratch in C, then you will see what is it about. For instance, this is opt, stands for optional. I will tell you what all this means. I fixed. And now let's define the function. Create a header files. For example, new item, engine. We are creating engine. Once. We want message box as the simple function. Message box as the simple function. Just the example. Void message box. Const text. And now, okay, we will include our own header. And now we need to define it. I will rename main CPP to engine CPP. This will be our engine. Okay. And now just simply implement this function and let's return to the win main. I'm specified A. Why? Because this is const char. For W it has to be like that. We are not using Unicode right now. It's not this time. What parameters? I hate Visual Studio. I'm totally Vim oriented person. Text is the bar, I mean, you know, at the top. So
Yeah.
message caption is go type 0. Okay, we have this internationalized, I would say. Okay, this is for you. What has happened? Oh, this is the next very important thing of linker. Look, linker try to find main function, main, just main, int main. We have win main. What we should do? We should go project, properties, and to the linker settings. Look, system, and this is very important option. Please remember it. Wait, one person. One second. Okay. Remember this subsystem of a linker. We have those options. Console means console, and if you set console, then the linker, Microsoft linker, will try to find the main function, int main 2222, because console application is always with main. Those things will be later, and the only two options that you need to memorize and learn right now are console and Windows. Windows is signal to a linker not to search for the main function, instead search for the win main function, because we are building the application for the Windows. You understand that?
Yes.
Yeah, and this is very important. And now, if I will try to run this, I have just the message. Win main is opened. So my first window. Oh, I screwed the parameters. Rarely using message box. That's why I'm. Wait. That's why I want to wrap it into the function. You see, my first window application. We are sufficient with that, and we are done with message boxes. Remember, this is very important. And now, this is the things. Okay, so I already told you win main is the entry point to the Windows application, not console application, Windows application. This is the main header of Windows. Okay, and now there is one more macro that we should define. It's optional, but we should define. What does it mean? Lean and mean. That means only the things that we use in our application will be linked and included to the executable file. Because if we will not define this, the exe file will be much bigger and everything will be included. Remember to define this macro before including the windows.h, because the windows.h already checking if this macro is defined.
Okay.
So it's like that. It's sometimes we will not define this because we will be using the things that Win32 lean and mean excluding.
Okay, so basically only the things that we will use will be included if we define this macro.
Yes,
Okay.
and pretty much in all our demos we will define it. So winMine is the entry point, int is the return code, the same as with intMine, we can return there 0. WinAPI, it's called calling convention. It's not important for us, but it tells compiler, linker, system, etc. how this function should be called. What does it mean? Because we are always calling functions like that, but calling conventions are about how the function should be called from in the assembly. I mean, at the processor CPU level. Doesn't matter for now for us, just WinAPI before WinMine. Now the parameters, the very important things. Parameters, and this in opt there a while later. Now parameters and types. What does it mean, Hungary notation? Hungary notation, very ancient, unfortunately, but of course WinAPI is backward compatible. is Hungary notation is about specifying all information of the type in the name of the type. Look, for example, high instance type we have int is int. This means handle to an instance. High instance. You are specifying information about this type in the name of the type. This is long pointer to a string. LPSTR is str. Okay. You understand this Hungarian
Yes.
notation?
Yes.
Okay. So now the roles of these parameters. Of course you will have my comments on the GitHub, but please try to do some your own notes. Okay. High instance parameter href instance, and Hungarian notation is not only about names of the types and but about names of the variables. At least it should be, not always, but at least it should be. Look, H stands for H here, handle, LP for long pointer. Of course the names don't matter that much in case of Hungarian notation. The names of the types, not names of the variables, but it's a good convention in WinAPI only to name the variables accordingly to their types. This is the handle to an instance of the application, our application. Generally in WinAPI, instance mean the application. This is no longer used. This was used in Windows 3 rather a long time ago, so it's no longer used. It's probably null pointer just here. It was used to point owner of the application. For example, what application run our application, but this is no longer used and will be no longer used. This is the equivalent of char pointer argv in int mine. This is the line stands for command line, you know, the parameters from the command line. If I will do my app ibcd, the lps cmd line will contain a, b, c, d, and this is the exception because in the typical int mine, you know, you have int rgc and char pointer argv. A char pointer argv will contain my app, then a, then b, then c, then d. In case of WinAPI, it's different story because LPCMD line will not contain my app, will contain only A, B, C, and D, but we will not use this.
Okay.
And show CMD is about how the application, our application, should be shown. Pretty much not used for us. How the application should be shown. Show command. This stands for show command. N is because int. Int is for n, for counting. Okay, let me check my notes. Okay. Okay, the parameters. Yes, H instance is handled to application instance. Yes, instance can be considered a single run of the application.
It's a process.
Not you can think of that, but when we will dig inside operating system internals, it's not a process, but
Okay.
yes, for now it's a process, a singular run of application, and the instance in the Windows terminology is the reference to our application, and for what it's used in theory right now. For event handling, you know, event and handling discussed. Message processing, but message is equal pretty much to event in the terminology, so still event handling, event processing, and mainly those things. Second parameter, href instance, will be always null. Okay. Third parameter, lpcmd line, is pointer to a string that is used to hold any command line arguments. Yes, command line arguments. I told you that. And the last parameter, enshow cmd, is the parameter that determines how your application window will be displayed once it begins executing. So how to display our application. Okay. Now, what does it mean, those things? Very important things in case of debugging and writing big projects in pure C. We have out, in opt, and it's in. If we specify before a parameter in, that means the parameter is input. There should be input. In opt is input but optional, so we can null this parameter because it's optional. In and in. What does it mean out? Look, if I will specify here out, this is of course not part of the C language. This is only for debugger and code checkers. Out, for example, what does it mean? That this parameter is for out, because you know functions in C can have only one return value. What if we want, for example, two return values? one return value will be standard with the return, second return value will be through the pointer. Yes, and if the function winMine is passing back some information, this is marked as out. That this ABCD is the output parameter. Okay. We will not use it in any other place, I think, but this prototype should be this prototype of winMine should be understandable. Okay, let's go further. Now the Windows procedure, so very important term, the same as winMine. Windows procedure, function for event handling. Okay, my notes. Windows program will need a way to handle the messages. We call events messages, and so I will say messages because we are in WinAPI terminology. Messages that Windows sends to it. We have many messages. Message identifier always starts with Windows message, and here like this. For example, of course, you know, if you will practice this, you will understand everything, because practice, you know, as in programming. Create, destroy, for example, a message about quitting the application window, message about creating the application window, message about resizing the application window, and so on, many messages like that. But we will handle only, we can handle the messages only that we are interested in. Okay. To allow window to communicate with the application, we need to define function called a Windows procedure. And as the convention, the name of the function, it's not mandatory, you can name it ABCD, but often it's named like this: window procedure. As a shortcut, WND proc, so window procedure, and it's message handler, event handler, because this function that we will define shortly is responsible for responding to Windows events. For example, Windows sends us the message WM size, meaning window was resized, and we need manually from code to resize the window. For example, background or some objects in the game, etc. Okay. The function receives a message from Windows, processes it, and then takes the desired course of action. Just receive a message and do something. The prototype for this function is like this. And again, the type L result means long result. Many different and strange types in WinAPI, but only in WinAPI. And again, calling conventions. WinAPI callback. We will not discuss now those calling conventions, just memorize it, because calling conventions are even closer to the CPU. Okay, and this is next types. Even the uint is assigned int, defined in Hungary notation. This is message only ID. Okay, and let's for example define it here. Okay, so meanings of the parameters. L result is the long integer Normally you will not use those types writing your code, but only implementing WinAPI functions. Callback is calling convention, doesn't matter for now. Okay, wait. And the parameters, very important. The type, WND, handle, WND means window. What does it mean? It points, you can have many windows in application, and this parameter points and tells us from which window the message came. For example, WM resize the window, and which window was resized. This is very important parameter. Next, uint message, wait, and this first parameter handle to a window is only important if there are multiple windows. This will be not our case. We will have 99% of time the single window, so doesn't matter. Okay, and if we have multiple windows, we will check based on this parameter which window this variable pointed before deciding how to process the message, because for example the same message can be processed in various ways based on depends on from which window it came.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, the second parameter, message, is the most important. This is the actual message identifier, because just you signed int, just message ID. Okay. And most messages starts with this prefix window message. Wait, I need to retext to my friend. Wait 1 second. Okay. And the third and fourth parameter, this I will maybe write param data came with message. Just the more data. For example, some message has additional data. Not every message, but for example, if we have a WM resize, window resized, for example, some W param or L param will have info of the new size of the window, for example.
Okay.
Okay, now handling messages, and we will implement this this procedure. Let me toilet and okay. So now this procedure is about handling messages. So we need to implement handling the messages. Windows is sending several hundred different messages, but we are handling those messages that we are interested only in for our application, game, etc. Okay. And for the messages that we are not interested, we tell by a special function that I will show you shortly. We tell Windows that we are not interested in rest of the messages, and tell the Windows to handle them in the default way. So we are using the switch statement for message, and now in what messages we are interested. First, wm create window is created. For it return 0. We return 0 if the message was handling properly. Okay, we do nothing for now here, but we assume, okay, Windows assume we have done something that we want, and return 0, that means for Windows that message was handled properly. The next is of course vm close, as well as destroy. I prefer to do like this, so we handle those messages. Here we will handle it properly. We invoke the function post quit message with 0. This line means that we want to quit our application, because no, return 0 from winmain is not the same as in the main function. We need to quit this will not quit our application in case of Windows. We need to write this line. I will describe it shortly. It means basically send, generate, quit message. wm quit that Windows handles by quitting the application. The 0, I will describe it shortly. It's the, in int mine, the exit code of our application is here in return. This is the exit code of our application, or for example return 1 if there was some error. But in the Windows application we pass the exit code, the return code, in the parameter of this function. Look, an exit code. So exit code is 0. Everything was fine. We tell it Windows that everything was fine in this line. And most complicated, of course, for today message is vm paint. That means our window needs to be repainted. And here we will do something like this: begin paint. That needs, of course, handle to a window, because which window needs to be repainted, we have this parameter, and long pointer to the paint struct. For now we will do this very simple way. Just declare it like that and pass it, of course, as a pointer to here to fill. This is the example of the out parameter. Begin paint needs to fill paint struct with the proper information. And for being simple right now, we are passing just the end paint. Of course, again, which window and the paint struct. For now, we keep it simple, but we will do massive code after later in this case of wm paint. And return 0, everything was handled properly. the default we should have here the default clause, and in this default clause we will tell Windows that rest of the messages we are not handling, and please Windows handle them in the default way. But I prefer another approach. After the switch statement, just return dev window proc. That means default window procedure. So default handling of all rest of the messages. Again, we pass the same parameters as in window procedure. So we are just copying them pretty much. Okay, and this is the basic structure of window
Okay,
procedure.
okay, but I think you forgot the break statement, the break statements.
What?
The break statements. Break.
What?
The breaks.
The breaks are not needed because return is going out of the window procedure. You know,
Okay, okay.
we are finishing the function. Okay. My notes again. Okay. Yes.
By the way, what's the difference between close and destroy?
What?
The difference between close and destroy.
Pretty much for now, no difference. Close
Okay.
is the window wants to be closed, and we are clicking the X in the right top corner, and WM destroy means the window was already destroyed, but maybe the application is working without the window still. So
Okay.
just to be safe, this should be sufficient, but just in case for safety. Okay, WM create my notes I'm reading. WM create is sent on the creation of the window, and here then we will write initialization code right there of something of OpenGL or our game. Okay. Next message is WM close. This is sent when the window pointed by this handle WND, so handle to the window that generated the message, is closed. And the most common action to take with this message is post a quit message. So WM quit, as I told you. With this function. With this function, we are sending WM quit message to the Windows. WM paint is sent when, as I told you, when the window needs repainting, and we should between those blocks do our proper repainting of this window. For example, background, to be simple. We will be doing this in the next example. By calling the begin paint and end paint, we are validating the window, and this already fill our background, the begin paint and end paint. So already background is repainted. Okay. And dev window proc is the default message handler. Default message handler will handle whatever messages we don't handle explicitly in the window procedure. Okay. Okay, so it's straightforward, I think. Okay, I think it's 1 a.m. In your time, so maybe
Yes.
today we will stop, and tomorrow the next step is creating the window, and this is the really proper window, and this is not this is about 1 hour of work and explanation. So What? So
Okay.
tomorrow, what time? At 10 a.m. in your time, yes?
Yes. From I think I can do from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Okay, and later something, or after 2 p.m. something, or it will be done for tomorrow?
It will be done. I think I would prefer like 6 hours a day.
Uh-huh. Okay. Uh, so I will push it on GitHub, and for today no homework because we just started. Mm, oh my god, I hate this fucking. Uh, I must close it. I hate this fucking Windows. Mm, okay. Mm, okay. Just refresh from your own notes and from this code for tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
Okay. And I think we will split, for example, one day we will do game engine development, graphics programming, etc., etc. And the second day we will maybe do the system programming to not get bored. What do you think?
By system programming, you mean operating systems?
The second domain that I listed here, those things.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so we have for today. Okay, so goodbye and for tomorrow. Yeah.
Yes. Goodbye.
Okay. Thanks you for watching and
Thanks.
thank you. Thanks for watching and I will see you tomorrow probably.